What's going on deckers? Hello, hello, hello. We are back.
Yep.
We're here to discuss things you must know before doing the back-to-back cruise.
And when we started with the whole back-to-back thing, I actually went online and tried to research some things, and we really didn't find a lot of information on it. So we're just going to tell you the 5 things that we think that you must know, and after that, it's kind of like, you should be all right.
Yeah, hopefully. You might learn some things along the way as well. So number one, what is number one?
Book the same cabin.
Yes.
It's very important, and I'll tell you why, okay? When you book the same cabin, you don't have to pack the night before. Honestly, packing alone takes away from the back-to-back experience. Not only do you need to pack, but then you need to move your luggage from one cabin to the next. And if you're not on the same deck, then that makes it even worse. If you have the same cabin, all you have to do is basically be out of the cabin. Your cabin steward makes up your bed, turns down your cabin, and then when you finish all the process, you go back to your cabin.
Why are you pointing at me?
Because I know that you have something to say about it.
Do I?
Yes, I know you do.
I think you covered most of it, but I think that I'll just kind of elaborate on the fact that you booking the same cabin, you don't have to worry about them having to clean somebody else's room who was in the cabin the night before you move to the next cabin. Debbie also brought up the moving of the luggage and the packing the night before the embarkation day for your second leg. It's just a lot more convenient to be able to stay in the same location. So, yeah.
And don't assume that your cabin steward knows that you're doing a back-to-back.
We made that mistake.
Yeah, we made that mistake.
I made that mistake because Debbie suggested that we tell him.
And we never did. And you know what? If you tell your cabin steward that, you're doing a back-to-back, if you're staying in the same cabin, then he already knows, you know what? I'm good to go with these people. And if you're not staying in the next cabin, maybe he could communicate with the next cabin steward to kind of like, maybe put in a good word for you and have your cabin ready a little bit earlier than 1:30.
Yeah, and even speaking to guest services,
Yes.
I know that's something else that we suggest. Let guest services, let your cabin steward, let as many people know as possible that you are going to be doing a back-to-back.
Yeah, guys, because if not, you're just be considered people just embarking the next, on the next leg. But they don't know that you're back-to-back. Don't assume that anyone on that ship knows that you're doing a back-to-back unless you let them know.
Yeah, because they're focused on that sailing,
Yes.
not on the next sailing.
Correct.
They focus on the next sailing when the next sailing comes, and I think that's a great piece of advice. So second, we strongly suggest that you print out all documentation for both legs of your back-to-back before you leave home.
You're going to have to show your embarkation, oh my gosh.
The boarding pass?
The boarding passes for your second leg embarkation. You are going to have to show those. If you don't happen to have, like our problem wasn't, it wasn't a problem. Our issue was that we had a certain amount of people in the first leg, and then we had an extra person in the second leg. So we had to switch cabins because one was for 2 people and the other one was for 3. If you have to switch cabins, your cabin steward is not the one that is going to move your luggage. More than likely, it's going to be the people that bring your luggage up, when you first embark on embarkation day. So if they don't know exactly what cabin they're supposed to be moving your luggage to, then that becomes an issue. So you might as well just help them out and just, put your new cabin luggage tags on the suitcase.
So yeah, definitely agree with that as well. The boarding passes, you're going to need them. The luggage tags, particularly if you're moving cabins. If you can't do number 1, which was book the same cabin, this will definitely help having those luggage tags so that you can offer up those bags to your cabin steward. They can hand them over to the luggage handlers, and at least you don't have any worry about your bags getting lost in the sauce. Was there any other reason why we suggested?
Oh, to print out all of your documents? You know what? You need to have them. Like, they need to have a physical copy of your boarding pass. It can't be on your phone. It can't be a digital copy. It has to be an actual, hard copy.
It's like you're boarding the ship.
Reboarding the ship again.
Yeah,
you know, which does take a little bit away from the experience. And make sure that you put them inside your safe so you know where to locate these boarding passes when you need them for the second leg. Because if not, it's just going to become. I'm sure that they can figure it out, but you don't want to have to go through all that.
Yeah, be ready.
Yeah. One.
Number three.
Get
some rest before your second leg. Get some rest the night before.
Okay.
And Debbie will go into a little bit of detail of why we strongly suggest that you don't party it out the last night. Even though there are some people who are going to be getting off the ship who you might want to party with, you might want to get some rest because you have another embarkation day.
Listen, I woke up, I was probably working on like 2.5, 3 hours of sleep max. And I wanted to capture us pulling into port. First time ever. I am so happy I did. However, my hair was a mess. I didn't get enough sleep. You could tell in my face that I did not get enough sleep. And all of a sudden, at least Carnival does that. We're not sure how other cruise lines do it, but Carnival gives you a complimentary back-to-back photo. And they took my picture, and to this day, I really disliked the picture. I couldn't even smile. Like, my smile looked fake, and it wasn't fake. It was just like I was trying to just dig deep.
She was exhausted.
I was exhausted. Like, that day itself, I went to bed, I think, by 8 o'clock. 7:30, 8 o'clock, I was already in bed.
This is true.
Okay?
Yes.
But good for you to know. Fix yourselves. Make sure that your makeup is ready. Make sure that your hair is done. You know, the guys, they don't care. All they do is just wear either a cap, and that's it. A baseball cap, whatever kind of hat, and they're good to go. But us ladies, you know, we got to get all made up to have that good, because it was our first embarkation, our first back-to-back embarkation, and I wish that we would have had better pictures.
Yes. So make sure that you get some rest so that you can wake up a little earlier, get that makeup on, and, you know, all that good stuff so that you can take a gorgeous embarkation photo.
Yeah.
So another reason why you want to get some rest before your second leg is because you are going to have to go through that embarkation process all over again. We brought that up when we talked about printing out the documents just to make this process easier on you. But you will have to go through the embarkation process all over again. There is a holding cell / holding location where you must stay, where they're going to kind of take you off the ship and all those things. And it's a process.
Now check this out. The way it works is, right, you go and you let them know that you're back-to-backer. Okay? Most of the time, well, at least when we went, I think it was the Sunshine Dining Room that we were taken into.
The Sunrise.
The Sunrise Dining Room that we were taken into. There was another couple. So basically there was 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 people there. And I think that 3 of them were employees.
Yeah.
Okay? So we stayed there until everybody gets off the ship. Now, once everybody gets off the ship, then we're allowed to go out to like the bar area in the atrium. Unlimited mimosas, no. They give us one mimosa.
Did they ever say that?
I heard, this is what I heard in other videos. Is like, oh no, we get unlimited mimosas.
Maybe that's true, because maybe if like the process takes a little bit longer, if you finish your mimosa.
Ours took long. I finished mine and nobody brought me another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyhow, you know, I was looking forward to really spending some time on the ship by ourselves. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched The Walking Dead. But we were walking up, and it was literally like the mob of people.
Crowds of people
were coming onto the ship as well. So I think that if we had the ship to ourselves for like 20 minutes, that's a lot.
I don't even think so.
No,
By the time we got back in,
and we were going through Pixels.
People were already
there was already people at the bar getting drinks.
The moment we finished that facial recognition, it was like the gates opened.
Yeah.
So by the time we walked back upstairs, took the elevator back upstairs, whatever we did, we took that facial recognition and they were like, let's go, with green light. Number 4. Number 4 is plan to do laundry.
Yes. Look, I'm an overpacker. By nature. But had I not been able to do laundry on that first leg, instead of 4 suitcases, we probably would have had 5. Okay, at least. Plan to do laundry at least a night before the last night of your first leg, and that way you'll have clean laundry for the next leg. Now, we're not sure if it's open 24 hours a day, but we do know, at least we know that on the Sunrise there is one laundry room on deck 9, and they do have an iron as well. Remember, you can't take your iron on board because they will keep it. Okay, they won't even let you get it on the ship. But they have detergent there. They have, fabric softeners. They have everything you need on board in order for you to go on ahead and do your laundry. I'm not sure about the price, but at least they have it on board. And yes, you can do your own laundry if you're doing a back-to-back. But
all ships are different, so if you want to know where the washing facilities are on board your ship, just get in contact with your cabin steward, and they should be able to direct you to the nearest one.
Mm-hmm.
On to number 5. And number 5 is just an expectation we want to set for you, not to expect anything to change. Most things will be exactly the same.
Listen, same menu, same entertainment, same games, same trivia, sometimes even the same dialogue, okay, is going to take place. Now, understand that they are doing this for a whole different bunch of people. Not a lot of people do a back-to-back, okay? So they don't expect that. For example, brisket, first night of the cruise. They always give brisket. Adam loves brisket. Brisket. The first night. And you know what? The second leg, we didn't go to the main dining room because Adam was like, I don't want any more. I already had my brisket. Or brisket. Sorry, brisket.
Brisket.
My bad.
The Latina in
yeah,
here
that's the Latina in me. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the menus are going to be the same. Everything is more or less going to stay the same except the people.
Well, you have 2 options. You can lay back and relax the first leg and then go ham on the second leg. Or you can go on ahead and make up for whatever you missed on the first leg, attend to it the second leg, and enjoy it.
Yeah, if you miss like a show or something, that same show is going to be playing on the second leg of your back-to-back. So if you missed it, you don't have to fret. You just need to make sure that you catch it on the second leg of your cruise, and you're good to go. It's going to be the same show.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are going to stick to script, and it's still a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun, even though you may be doing or seeing a lot of the same things. It's kind of like deja vu, that second leg. And something else that will change more than likely. Typically, back-to-backs, you're not going to the same ports.
Yes.
So typically, you will be visiting different ports, so that's good.
Embarkation for the second leg was so much fun.
Was it?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I just couldn't wipe the smile off my face, just knowing that everybody else, I was like, bye, nice to meet you. And I just, everybody was filing out of the ship, and I was just we were going into the Sunrise restaurant, because we weren't getting off. So yeah, it's an experience, but it was a good experience. But anyhow, that's it. We just wanted to just share with you guys, a little bit of the knowledge that we gained when we were doing our back-to-back.
Love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next time.
Yep.
See you on deck.
Bye.
Peace out, people.
Take care.